As women over 50, we want to dress in a way that honors the woman we've become. But we live in a world that is obsessed with youth, and this can put us under pressure for looking a certain way. Being in that position, we may end up making decisions that aren't in line with who we are. Hi, I'm Silvana. If you're new here, this channel is all about finding our personal style and feeling confident in it. As a stylist, I'm even more exposed to that pressure. So I've changed a few things in my life that made a big difference in my overall well-being, which got me thinking that probably there are other women who can benefit from knowing such things. So today I'm going to share some of the things that recently I began to do that hopefully will inspire you to make some positive changes too. So let's get started. The thing that made the most difference in my life lately is swapping heels for low heels or flat shoes. I've always been a very active person, and it became even more important for my health as I've gotten older because I've had some injuries over the years. So I completely changed the way I see shoes and stopped wearing high heels all the time except for when I'm going out, and sometimes not even. And I prevail low heels or even flat shoes and comfort above all. Something that I can walk in for as long as possible. And by comfort, I don't mean grandma looking shoes. And for me, that's been working pretty well because I know how to wear flats without looking shorter than I am and still look put together. Thanks to the abundance of pretty flats out there at the moment. Flats have fast become my go-to shoes. I discovered years ago that I developed antibodies for Botox. I'm sharing that with you because beauty is a huge part of my job, and that played a big impact on my confidence levels. Because after all, we stylists are supposed to look youthful, elegant, and stylish all the time, right? But then I realized how lucky I am for having this amazing immune system that works perfectly for me. So instead of focusing on what I couldn't have, I started to look for alternatives and came up with pretty amazing natural therapies. One of those being a facial acupuncture that actually ended up working pretty well for me and turned out to be more me than the actual Botox. And I wouldn't have found it otherwise. And I've also made some significant changes in my skincare routine. Having worked in a luxurious magazine at the beginning of my career, I was exposed to all brands, you name it, I tried it. Today, I completely stopped using any expensive skincare that have proven to be completely ineffective and went back to my roots. You see, growing up in Brazil, once we get to a certain age, when we are allowed to see a skin doctor who prescribes a tailored skin regimen for us, we followed it for life. But due to moving countries, I stopped doing that. And after a long break, I finally got to resume my tailor-made skin routine, which I'm very happy about. I made a video on that. I'll leave the link in the description box below if you're interested. It's a pretty simple, inexpensive, yet very effective routine, packed full of active ingredients. Okay, so moving on to the next thing I started to do, which is more practical and something that I have readjusted as I've gotten older, is how I apply my makeup. We tend to apply makeup the same way for years without realizing our feature changes. I really believe that when we look after our health, our skin will also look healthy and more plumped, and we have a healthy glow from within. And then we don't need as much makeup, but no makeup at all doesn't work for us mature women either. It's more about application and the right products for our skin type than anything else. For example, I can't get away with no makeup at all. So when I apply eyeshadow, I have a technique to camouflage hoodie eyes, and I'm gonna show you how I do it for an easy day look. I start by applying layers of a light color eyeshadow all over the lid to create like a canvas and to open up the eye area and make it appear bigger. I prefer to use an eyeshadow to do that than a primer. Then I look straight in the mirror, that's very important, with the eyes relaxed, and apply a slightly darker matte color around the hooded area to kind of cover the hooded area, like creating a shadow. I also like to use a tape in an angle like so to help bring the shape of the eye upwards. I find it a very helpful trick because you don't want anything going downwards. And don't forget to blend it all well. You don't want to see where the temples start and the eyeshadow finishes. And finally, the eyeliner, preferably brown, as I find black a bit harsh on most mature skin. I find eyeliner is very important to shape the eye as we lose definition as time goes by. Apply it as thinly and as close to the eyelashes as possible. Gaps here look unflattering. And build the shape you want from there. It's totally personal, but I love a wing. I find it elongates the eyes, but you can skip this part if you want to. I tend not to apply mascara on a daily basis, but I will today just to demonstrate how I'll apply. I keep the rest of the makeup very simple. A thin layer of foundation, very well blended. I love the Dior Forever Matte Foundation. It lasts all day without moving or creasing, which is perfect for mature skin. And it doesn't need any primer or setting powder, although I like to set it. I then follow with a little bit of under eye concealer. My favorite for a while now has been the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. It doesn't crease, it's thin enough, yet has a good coverage to cover dark circles and brighten up the area. Apply as little as you can get away with though. And I love a cream blush. I love all the Chanel cream blushes. They are super easy to apply and the colors are gorgeous. The best placement for blushes for mature skin is as far up as you can possibly get away with. And lastly, the lipstick. And here is the final result. And it's pretty much it. Nothing overly complicated, just take a little bit of practice. But if you apply this technique correctly, you see a big difference in the result. You can replace the foundation for a BB cream or tinted moisturizer on a daily basis, which I often do. It's just about evening out the skin tone. That's probably all we need for a day look. I'll leave all the products in the description box below. I definitely like makeup, but I'm really focusing more on skincare and sun protection these days. So the next step is going back to style. Wearing more classics in neutral colors should be the foundation of your closet. However, I myself recently started to do that very recently. For me, it's been a big shift because as a stylist, I used to wear a lot of color and statement pieces. But if you come from the other end of the spectrum, you have to do the opposite. The goal here is balance. Dressing like a fashionista may sound amazing, but in reality, it's not sustainable. We have to have a solid foundation in order to make our lives easier and stress-free. And that's very liberating. But if you only stick to classics in neutral colors, you run the risk to look the same every day. We need color and patterns. The amount is completely personal, but ideally it should be kept to a minimum. You can start with a small scarf, a bag, or a pair of shoes, or a piece of clothing. However, it's highly recommendable because it adds personality and inserts some energy into your outfit composition. The next thing is actually something I've always done, buying things that are totally me. At this day and age, we are exposed to inspirations from all sides. It's easy to get tempted to get something because it looked good on her, whoever she might be. But then you realize that it wasn't you at all. When you buy what you love, you wear it a lot. So I constantly ask myself a lot of questions when I'm about to buy something. Even today, I totally recommend you to do the same. Ask yourself if it goes with what you already have in your closet, if the person who inspired you has the similar body shape than you. Ask as many questions as you can. And if you're not 100% sure, sleep over it. If you wake up the next morning still thinking about the item, then go ahead and buy it. But if you don't, just forget it. It's not worth it, even if it was on sale. That's not the reason to buy something, because it's money that will likely be stuck in your wardrobe, and it's not going to do anything for you, except cluttering your wardrobe, and you eventually end up tossing it or giving it away. Be more mindful of what you put in your wardrobe. Just think about the benefit of having it, how it's going to make you feel, how much you're going to wear it, not just the one or two ways. And that leads me to the next thing that I do a lot. Many women, and definitely most of my clients, actually have a decent wardrobe already. What they lack is a little bit of creativity in styling their clothes. So spare some time to do a styling session and perhaps invite friends or your daughter to make it more fun. Style your existing pieces in ways you have never imagined styling them. pull out and try on everything that you have, including accessories. That's also a great opportunity for you to weed out all those pieces that you don't love anymore. And perhaps finding something that you were looking for that you forgot you had because it was all hidden in the middle of the clutter. Make that a routine thing. It's just a great exercise to keep your creative juices flowing. Next thing that I started to do more is investing in accessories that elevate my style. I would suggest you to avoid buying items that cheapen your look, like poorly made shoes, cheap looking jewelry, or poor quality pieces or basics. Those of you who know me well know that I have no prejudice against any brands, and I actually have some amazing pieces from high street stores. But these are one-of-a-kind pieces. I was lucky to have found them because I'm constantly in stores, so I have more chances to find these pieces. But that's it. For the most part, these stores cut corners because they are mass-produced. I think that as we get older, we can benefit from having carefully crafted, expensive-looking pieces that make us feel amazing and take our style to the next level. I don't mind designer pieces necessarily. Think of a nice timepiece that will elevate any outfit you wear it with, or a great timeless bag paired with quality basics in rich neutral colors. And then you insert your signature to make it yours. We don't need much more than that to look amazing. And the last thing that actually is the core of my message here is more of a mindset shift. What I want to encourage you to do is bring in the awareness within. Only then can you make informed decisions about what you buy and become a smarter consumer. And that's the whole purpose of it all. Not wasting money and time trying to figure out how to style something that's odd-shaped. So just learn some of the rules, and then when you master them, you break them and make your outfit your own. And bring your signature style to it. That's the definition of a trendsetter. Someone who inspires others. You are original, you are unique. So learn what works for you and be the trendsetter yourself. So those are some of the things that I started doing, or that I've always done actually, that made and still make a huge difference in my style and overall well-being. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks for watching until the end. Leave your comment in the section below. I love interacting with you. Have a great day, everyone, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.